couldn't let her go without holding Emma.
Oh, no.
We'll just
Hopefully
pass
she makes
her
the
around.
round.
What's that ticking I hear?
We wanted to know that you were a real baby. We really did. You're okay. It's all right. We just put the headband on you to make it look cute. Let's go to Tony. Hey, Tony.
Hi. Good morning. Hey, has Emma had coffee yet?
Have you had your coffee yet? No.
Can we?
No.
No?
She
We could feed Emma coffee, see what happens.
Good. You're spoken like a non-father.
Right.
Yeah, no, you don't want that at all. Good to see you back, Nicole. We're very happy about that. That's not really the baby, is it? Is it really the baby making that noise? Wow, that is so crazy. Okay, so I'm going to make some noise, too, because I've had some coffee already. I'm already talking like the Micro Machines guy from the commercials years and years ago, the little tiny cars. We're at Cedarburg Coffee Roastery. We've had them on the show before because we're at the Milwaukee Public Market. We've said hi. We've kind of explored a little bit about what they do here, but we didn't really get to know them. And today's like the bonding moment where we kind of get up close and personal with them and find out more about what they do. This is Sherry. Sherry is the manager who you run this little corner of the market, right?
I do. This is my space.
That's
right
awesome.
here.
You're currently making a coffee drink. What are you making?
I just made a cappuccino for Celia. She's one of our regulars. She's here every day.
Is it good? Did you try it? Is it good? Okay.
She doesn't even have to try it. She knows it's good.
Oh, she knows it's good. Okay. So tell me a bit about the roastery. You guys are actually, it's headquartered in Cedarburg.
Tammy and Randy All are the owners. They opened in 1999 up in Cedarburg.
Okay.
And when the market opened here, we're one of the original vendors. This has been our corner since the market opened. And I've been down here for the last almost 4 years as the manager. I have a great staff. We're a great coffee shop.
This seems to be like a really cool place to be in the Milwaukee area because you have like a crossroads of all kinds of craziness.
This is very nice. We get a lot of tourists in here. We have a lot of regulars, and everybody that comes in this store, we get to greet them. We're not only ambassadors for Cedarburg and the Cedarburg Coffee Roastery, but also for the Milwaukee Public Market.
Which is funny because her and I were talking, and like this place is very small. Now, mind you, this is like a little. This literally is a corner of the market. But you also come on over here. You also have you also roast beans here.
We roast our own beans. We roast about 3 times a week. Darren is our roaster.
And Darren's going to help me get started because we really have to. It takes about 15 minutes to roast, right?
Right.
So we're going to get that started. One of the things, and I just pour these in the top. Is that how this works? Because they start out green like this, but then they're going to get kind of dark. Now, Sherry, come here.
Oh,
come over here.
Sure.
One of the coolest things that you were telling me off camera is that because you're a Milwaukee girl, Milwaukee area.
South side mostly.
What's cool is when you have travelers here, you get to be kind of like a city ambassador.
I am.
Right? What are some of
love
the things that you tell them? Like, what do they ask?
They have to go for fish fry if they're here on a Friday. A brewery tour, that you have to do that.
Okay.
One of the things, if it's a nice day, I suggest is that they go around to each one of the vendors here at the market, get a little something of everything, and go down to the lakefront at the art museum and have a little picnic.
See?
It's the best thing to do.
You were like the best thing that happened in Milwaukee since
I love it.
the
I
Visit
love my
Milwaukee
job.
campaign.
I love my job.
So this is the starting of the roasting process.
Yep.
We're going to talk more about this in a little bit. And really quickly before we go, here's some of the things that you guys feature here.
Right. We have, if you want to come around to this side, we're pretty famous for our monster cookies, our bakery, which is all made up in-house in Cedarburg.
Okay.
We've got Rishi products, tea and chai.
Local teas.
Anybody that has a meeting or a group, they can come and get a Joe to go, large bucket of coffee.
Okay.
We've got oatmeal smoothies, our yogurt and granola parfait made with our homemade granola.
You've got everybody covered for the morning.
We do. If you don't like coffee, or we've got lots of other things, and if you're looking for something just to pick up quick for the car on your way to the office, or when you get to the office here, we're our staff.
All right, well, coming up, we're going to talk more about roasting and why this is so special and why it needs to sit in there and why it's tumbling in that little tiny little window. It's almost like a washing machine for coffee beans, but it makes them darker. More from the market and Cedarburg Coffee Roastery.
Okay. Like a stainer.
Right, that's quite the machine.
Like a
stainer instead of a washer.
Not so much like a washer.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, there you go. All the work that goes into
We'll explain it later. We'll figure it out later.
Thanks, Tony.
Oh, my God.
Well, I sense a new reality show in the offing here, the Real Organ Donors of Long Island. Yeah.
Long Island?
Yeah, Debbie Stevens is this woman's name, and she apparently gave her kidney up at the request of her boss in order to help him, or her, not sure which. But in the end, instead of getting, a nice gift or something sweet and a thank you, she got a pink slip. You're fired. Out of here. Yeah, it turns out what happened was, I guess the boss needed a kidney. She was not eligible to directly donate.
Yeah, she
she didn't match up 100%. But what was discussed was, hey, if you donate, then the boss will bump up on the waiting list. So you're still kind of helping out. So she agreed to do that, donated her kidney, all things said and done. Down the road, she finds out that, not only was, thank you, then she got transferred to another location, which was a little further from work. She didn't recover, I guess, from the surgery all that well, and she didn't get any time off for it, and she was treated pretty poorly. Eventually gets canned altogether after giving up a kidney to help her boss.
That is crazy.
You don't think, I guess, that you should negotiate going in, I'm going to do this for you, and but there was obviously an expectation.
Something's wrong.
I
I
don't
mean,
think you
mentally,
can do
to
that,
think
though.
that you want to give up a kidney for a boss in a situation. I mean, I know the economy is bad, but then how bad do you need that job?
Body parts, I don't
To
know.
save your job. I mean, I was thinking, how desperate was she, thinking that my job might be on the line? My job might be on the line. I'm going to go ahead and do this.
Maybe she was just trying to do a good thing.
And it backfired?
But she expected something. We're disappointed by our expectations, period. Otherwise, we can't be.
Would you ever expect to get canned after that? That should be a job for life right
I
there.
don't know that I would give a. I don't know. I mean, I've got my body parts. I had plans for them. But
I would never.
I
don't think I
know.
could do that.
I don't know.
Anyway, I mean, for a family member, my sisters, my
Exactly.
parents, my grandparents, absolutely. But from my boss, I would be like, you're crazy.
And even some of them, I'm not so sure.
But in a situation like that, if you do it, you've got to do it from the heart or the kidney in this case.
And you
With
can't.
no
You got to
expectations.
bless it and let it go.
Right.
Right.
Well, there are examples of husbands and wives. The wife donates a kidney to save the husband, and then down the road they get divorced. So, I
Right.
mean, what level of obligation do you have? Because
I don't know. A
you're not going
friend
to
of
live
mine-
miserable just because of a donated kidney.
Yeah, a friend of mine did that, and then she was posting on Facebook, like, I will never have to do dishes for the rest of my life. I'm like, okay, I get that. But wasn't it George Lopez, I think, his wife just gave him a kidney about 5 years ago or so, and a couple years later they got a divorce.
Right.
And she was his manager and everything, and I was thinking, I wonder at what point.
But I think that in those situations, that's different than a boss, because that's, I mean, that's your husband. You're in love. You've got, whatever
After
the case.
30 years, maybe
after
not.
30 years
They
of
were
marriage,
married that
well,
long.
but still, I mean, that is definitely a lifetime where a boss is just
Unless it's
boss,
the
and
kind-
it sounds like a slimy one.
right.
Unless it's the kind of woman that would just like donate a body part to anybody. I don't know. It's not what the story indicates, but.
Right. Well, now she's angry.
Well, between now and the next break, I will be keeping my body parts.
Appendix and all.
But I do have a question. Is it time for you to give up your makeup bag or the bathroom cabinets? Is it time for some spring cleaning? We're going to show you the products that can help you do that and get you ready for the warm weather. That's next. Body parts and shows.
Yes. You said till the next break, maybe by the end of the
Right.
show.
By the end of the show, something might be gone.
I don't know. Sarah, need an arm?
Need an arm.
Need a limb?
A little liver.
No matter what type of accident you've suffered, call Daniel